remember these private servers? I really hope you do, because this is like a huge part of my childhood, where I'm still a teenager, but still, this is one of the core memories. These private servers make me happy, also give you a sense of superiority with all the hacks that you can have, like free money, unlimited things, and you could just show them off to unsuspecting people, and people will like praise you. Oh no. Anyways, this from the first video, as you may know, given this private server is like a copy of the game that's separate from the real game. Oh, anyway, congratulations, we have reached a new stage in the series. 3 videos have passed, and so we have now upgraded into learners. Yes! I know the thumbnail isn't quite right, because this is an older thumbnail that I scrapped. Now, according to Jean, the owner of our GDPS, Geometry-Dash, the client, make requests to the Geometry-Dash server by using an URL, boomlinks.com. Make the request for getting user information, levels, and etc. However, on a private server, the logic modifies at URL level. Instead of going to boomlinks.com, wrapped up server, it makes a request to the server of the GDPS owner. And so, that is the basic concept. How do they even do it? The client makes and receives requests using what's called an API. An API in this context is an interface in which is used in order to interact with the server's database and other logics. Internally, the game would make an online request to these APIs in order to get online data and functionalities, but the GDPS modifies the address where the game is making an online request to. A GDPS owner would be required to emulate the server's API, database, and logic too in order for this to work. Now the HTTP host method. What is HTTP? You know, the thing that you use to enter a website. The Hypertext Transfer Protocol is designed to enable communications between client and server. HTTP works as a request-response protocol between a client and server. Almost all of the game requests use this so-called post method. Post is used to send data to a server to create or update a resource. Now we're going to dive a little bit, just surface level, about some of the API endpoints. Case 1. Runtime use Cloudflare to protect his server, and you may want to protect your site too. Well, the game already supports this fine, but if you are trying to make your own service, like some new exclusive features and stuff from your stats, you may want to access them and only get blocked when you try them. Well, why? Because Cloudflare protected your server, and now to access your GDPS data, you just need to do this. Send the request using the www subdomain, or send the request to an empty user agent. The www option is optional because you may configure your server yourself to allow other subdomains to be used. Here is how would you normally do it in your terminal. In Windows PowerShell or so, you just want to type the on-screen command, or maybe I will provide it in the description too, who knows. So now when you load the data level, the game fetches data to an API about what is the data level. The data level will return the ID, and the ID will be transferred again to another API that processes level data, and the level data content will be given to you and displayed. This is another diagram for an earlier example that I tried to make, but yeah, this is like the old version of the diagram I made before. Basically, you access the GD online features, then the GD online features make a request to the main server returns the data and displays it to you. And yeah, please do visit this guy's documentation, so you can implement the full API your own, or at least get a sense about understanding how GD API works. So, how does the GDPS even modify the URL? Well, they just replace every single mention of a boomlinks.com with their own domain, their own servers. So all the requests get redirected to the GDPS custom server. What about the custom features in GDPSs? Well, they either use a preloaded geo modes, or they custom inject their own function, or via third-party services, or even their own. What is Geo? Geo is a popular mod loader for Geometry-Dash. You're genuinely missing out so much if you haven't tried this. And so I guess that wraps things up. Do you want more in-depth GDPS learning resource? Subscribe and comment so that I know that this is the kind of content you wanted.
Woo! out.